Let's see if this works. Fingers crossed. I think we're live. We're live. We're back. No, it's watch replay. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
We may be on a new video.
We are. We're here. Live. Holy. Hot tub emergency. All right. The Vape Hot Tub is back. We were discussing our favorite picks, the RDAs. We got 0 people watching, I think. No, the chat's rolling. I don't see anybody. There's nobody listed in the chat, but I see the chat rolling.
I got 30 watching.
30 watching. Well, I'll tell you what. You 30 that joined, you 30 that came back, you're not going to be disappointed. You know why? Because this is going to be the best goddamn hot tub party you've ever been in. Everybody. I want everybody to get in your underwear. Pronto. Jump in the hot tub with us, man. Come right in the hot tub. You see it? It's beautiful. Come right in. All right, back to what we were talking about. So, the Gollum RDA, and you also mentioned the Recurve. Now, for me, 2018, the best RDA, and I reviewed it, and it's kind of new. You know, obviously it's newer. It was released, I believe, the end of last month would be the Rebirth, and I think the Rebirth, I think if you watch Mike's video on the thought process behind it, if you watch his videos on how to use it, everything that he put into the RDA, it is as good of a vape as it's a fantastic vape, first off, but it is really made for people who maybe don't have a whole lot of skills with RDAs. That's a great thing about it. And that's what I really, really love about that product, is that it's marketed cost-wise. It's in the realm that people can buy it. The average person can buy it. It has a coily tool in it, so it tells you exactly where to put your leads, exactly how long they are. Yep. Everything is in the box. Everything that you need to use that RDA is in the box.
Yep. And great coils out of the box.
Huh?
It comes with great coils right out of the box.
And I've heard that are those coilology? Is that what's in there? Something like that? Yeah.
They're in a Wotofo package, I believe.
So they're probably, well, they're not Wotofo, because that's made by Vape.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking of the Recurve.
Yeah, the Recurve is Wotofo.
Out of the box.
So, sticking with the theme, the best of, what do you think is the best RTA of 2018?
GT4, without a doubt.
And I think so too. Okay, and I think that,
not even a question.
I think anybody who's got the GT4 would probably agree. What is the best, more friendly consumer RTA of 2018?
I think it's probably the Dead Rabbit.
The Dead Rabbit RTA?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's yours? I may change my mind.
You know what, man? I used a couple different ones this year. I used the Griffin, and I actually really liked it. I thought it was pretty good, but I think that might have came out in 2017.
Yeah, it did. The Griffin was good.
And I used that a lot this year, so I guess I can't count that. That was the RTA I kind of went to. I actually worked through it and ended up breaking it and can't use it anymore. I think I broke one of the posts on it or something. I think out of all the RDAs I didn't have a whole lot of RTAs this year, and the GT4 is typically the only one I use now. I really like the Dog RTA. I thought it was great. I know it's dual coil, but I mean, I still used it quite a bit, and I had a great experience with it.
I want the Gear RTA.
I was thinking that would be, yeah. I was thinking of picking one up, honestly. I've heard great things about it, man.
And I really want the Juggernaut Mini.
Everybody talks about the Juggernaut Mini, and I don't have it.
Yeah, it just fell into a gap where I was spending all my vape budget on mods, and
yeah,
I didn't get a chance to pick it up. The GT4 made me regret all of my other RTA purchases.
Did it? Yeah, it did for me too. I remember, I had never heard of it, and I can't remember exactly. I think I saw Jay's review on it, and or maybe it was on the GT3, and then people started talking about the GT4 was more of a restricted direct lung, and that's actually what I'm using right now. And yeah. I was like, that's exactly, because I like single coil.
You do?
Yeah, you're using yours too on the Haze mod, which is, let's see that Haze mod again. That's the Black Delrin, right?
Yes.
How fucking sexy is that?
Hard to see in the lights, but it's full of juicy handprints. But
Delrin picks up handprints like a motherfucker. There's nothing you can do
it
about
feels so good in the hand.
All right, we're back. So I reset my router, and now we're like perfect. So I don't know what the hell was going on, but thank God. All right, so we have a couple new products coming out very, very soon, and I wanted to get some thoughts on that. It's things that I'm excited about. The one that I'm really, really excited about, and apparently it's going to be available around Christmas time, is the dual topside.
Oh, yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, and if you've been living off of YouTube, or you haven't bought a mod in a long time, the topside is a top fill squonk mod that was put out by the Vapor Chronicles roughly, God, what, like 3 months ago? 2 or 3 months ago? It's a fantastic little mod. It's a fantastic little mod. It is a single 21700, I believe.
That's right. It holds 18650s, 2700s, or 21700s.
And they're getting ready. So Brian announced they're getting ready to release, Vapor Chronicles, Brian said they're getting ready to release it's an 18650 dual version of the topside. Now, one of the questions about it was, one of the questions to him was, why didn't they make it a 21700? So my take on that is 21700s are fucking heavy. They really are. And the difference between a 21700 mod and an 18650 mod is huge. And quite frankly, dual 18650s, you're getting a shitload of juice. You're getting a shitload of battery power.
That's right. And the topside is a heavy mod. It's a solid mod.
Right.
They could have they could make the topside very lightweight, throw a bunch of plastic into it. But one of the great things about it is this thing is just indestructible.
Yeah. I actually don't have one. I need to get it.
But it's heavy. And I think dual 21700s would just make it a huge selling point, a huge negative side to the selling points with the weight.
Do you think it would? So you do think it would be too heavy to carry around if it was dual?
I think it would be too heavy for some people to carry around. My daily driver was a Jolit 44 with a huge LiPo battery for a while, so I like big box mods.
I do too.
But if I was a woman with a small clutch that I wanted to put my mod in, or someone like say a mailman that does his job walking, or a gardener, someone that's on their feet all the time, I wouldn't want to carry a dual topside 21700.
I thought it's kind of overkill because, quite frankly, the reason for a dual battery, on a unregulated mod, the reason for a dual battery is you can build differently, right? But on a regulated mod, it's just for battery power. You know what I mean? I would assume that the dual topside is going to go up to probably like 160, 150 watts.
200 watts.
Yeah. It's going to be 200 watts?
Yeah.
See, and that to me, you really don't need anything more than that, quite frankly. And you know what I mean? You're going to get all day on those two batteries.
Yeah. You're parallel a couple of good 18650s. You don't have the weight of the 21700s. You've got plenty of amperage in your batteries. I think 18650 made sense.
So Charles says that he would. Charles McLaren, the Baron. Do you know the Baron?
I know the Baron from here.
Charles McLaren's a Baron. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Have you ever seen the show Dynasty?
Every show.
You ever seen the show Dynasty?
No.
Never seen it? How old are you, Charlie?
33.
No, you're young. Young. Dynasty was a show that came out. Anybody in the audience who knows Dynasty? There were some barons on that show. They had lots of money. Charles, that show was modeled after Charles McLaren, the Baron's life. I don't know if you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dynasty was kind of like Dallas, right?
You know what? Very similar. Very similar. It was like the poor man's version of Dallas. Yeah. Dallas was like the big show. And the Dynasty followed it in the 10 p.m. slot on Friday night. It's a hell of a lineup back then. It was Dukes of Hazzard, then Dallas, and then Dynasty. It was a Friday night viewing pleasure, like circa 1983. Yeah.
We did a.
So Charles said that he would carry it if it was a dual 21700, and quite frankly, I would too.
I would too.
It wouldn't bother me.
I'm one of the people that gave Brian the most health from the chats about doing an 18650.
When he said he was doing 18, really?
Yeah, I really wanted a dual 21700, just because I was stoked to have a dual 21700 squonker.
Yeah.
And 21700s, I mean, I probably won't buy any more 18650s after this Black Friday purchase I just made.
Yeah.
I just had Mark Clow build me a Warlocks mod, a box. And it's big, but it's dual 21700s. And my next Warlocks box will be a 21700 squonker.
I looked around. I don't think there's any on the market. What's the one by what's the one that's the square one? Shit. I'm trying to think what the name of it is. I think there is a dual 21700 on the market though, but I can't remember who it is. The Boxer is 21. You can do 2700s in the Boxer.
Yeah.
And then there's the Rebel, which is, I think the Rebel, I don't, they have the 18650 that is, don't ever buy. It's a piece of shit.
Either Boxer or Rebel may, I don't know if it's a 21700 or a 2700. I looked at it.
Yeah. I'm not sure either, man.
I loved the Rage. The Rage was dual 18650. So I was looking forward to a dual 21700 squonker after having the Rage.
The Rage, to me, I love the Rage. And you get people who don't like it and people who do like it. I got some really good advice. Before I got it, I talked to Ramo. And Ramo said as soon as you get it, take it out of the box and upgrade the firmware immediately. And I did that. And I never had any problems with it at all. I never had any at all with it.
Yeah, that could be part of it. I upgraded my firmware right out of the box too. I never had any issues. And mine was close to the batches that they said had problems.
Oh, yeah?
Mine was great. I still use it. I vape it all the time.
I thought it was, I don't know. I think it fits in the hand well. It's really solid construction. And the thing that I like about it, that I really like about squonk mods that do this, is they separate the squonk bottle from the batteries and circuitry of the mod.
Totally. Yeah, they compartmentalize it.
That is such a fucking fail when people don't do that. And it drives me absolutely nuts, man. Like that with the Rebel. It drives me nuts. Because ultimately your juice is going to get into the circuitry of the mod. It's just going to get in there. Sooner or later. I mean, you can't keep it out of there forever. And when it does, it's going to fuck the mod up. And I think it's such a shitty thing to do on a mod. It just drives me absolutely bonkers.
I know with the Rage, it was dual 18650, heavy in the hand, but the ergonomics were great on the Rage. It just fit right in the palm of your hand so well. And when I got the top side, it's heavy and bulky, and it's a different kind of grip on it.
Yeah.
And it took me some getting used to. The first few days, I grabbed the Rage to leave the house with because I was used to it. I got used to the top side, but I can see with the single 21700 being this big why they did 18650s.
Especially with it sounds like it has a lot of internal like stuff to it. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it just wouldn't be practical to make it that much more heavy. I'm sure. I mean,
like the bottle for the mechanism. This is the squonk bottle.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's got to fit in there too.
And that's the thing about it. It's like, I'm sure that he thought about making it a 21700. I'm sure that he went in probably with the original intention to do that. And then it just, they couldn't, there was no way to do it and make it practical. So I'm sure that wasn't like, I'm sure, people are like, why didn't you make it a 21700? I'm sure he's probably not, that wasn't like something that like dawned on him after he made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I should have done that. Why didn't I do that? Well,
yeah. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure it's not like something that that like dawned on him after that. You know what? I almost forgot. So everybody who's out there who's listening now, you have a chance to win a set of coils from CollinVapes. Can you see CollinVapes feature yesterday?
Oh, it was amazing.
Isn't he fucking awesome, dude? He blew me away. He like literally blew me away, man.
I keep builders that I say the next one can't be as good as this one, and they just keep stepping up the game.
I know. I've been so lucky with the support I've gotten from the building community to like a lot of the builders and like a lot of these guys I've known for a while, and some guys I didn't even know, and I just asked them and they were willing to do it. You know what I mean? So it was like I've just gotten really, really lucky with people, and Collin is really just an amazing builder. So tomorrow you can win a set of coils from CollinVapes, and 2 30 mils of Adore ELiquid. How do you know how to win that, Charlie? Do you know? You have an idea?
I got an idea.
What do you think? What do you think? How do you do that?
You either repost on Instagram or you put a number in Monday's video.
Number, baby. This is the number. I keep track of all this in my head, Charlie. All of it. I'm a genius. I'm the genius behind this show. I don't know if you knew that.
Joey and Frank have to tell me how to do the contest every week.
God damn right. They do a fucking great job of it. I love those guys. Those guys are fantastic. All right, so to enter this giveaway, what you're going to do, you're going to go to yesterday's episode. It is episode 167, I believe. It is BlackCat's featured builder, CollinVapes. And you're going to put a number in the comments between 1 and 150 tomorrow at the end of the show. I'm doing a review tomorrow on the Bunker RDA, so we're going to do that. Jay just put a review up for it, I believe last night or this morning, about it. Really good, great review of it, and I'm going to review it tomorrow. So if you want my thoughts on it, I will be doing that tomorrow, and then at the end of the show, we will be giving away 2 30 mils of Adore ELiquid and a set of coils from CollinVapes, the gentleman that we featured on Monday. Very excited for that. So, is Veronica in the chat? Hold on. I think Veronica just joined. Find out what I'm having for dinner.
Veronica has been lighting up the Patreon. I mean,
dude,
just having Veronica there is totally worth the money that I spent. Even though I didn't get in on that 3 coils deal.
Let me tell you, dude. I paid a pretty penny for Veronica. I don't know if I knew that. Did you know that?
So you're trying to get it back now?
Veronica's not cheap by any means. We have a saying around this house. I don't know. The saying is, "What Mama wants, Mama gets."
That's right.
That's how we live in this house. If Mama doesn't get it, Mama gets very upset.
She's obviously got expensive taste. You have to feed her roosters every night.
Yeah, I think we went. Did we go? What did we do last night? No, we didn't go there last night. We went there the night before. Went there the night before. It's fantastic. Oh, I went there for lunch today. That's right. I went to Roosters for lunch. I was like, I know I had Roosters like sometime soon. I had today for lunch.
I had the buffalo chicken sandwich from Arby's at lunch today.
How was that?
It was good. It's the closest thing to good wings you can get in our town.
Oh, see,
the only wing thing we have is Buffalo Wild Wings, and I'm not a fan.
Oh, I can't stand Buffalo Wild Wings, man. Such a fucking ripoff. They microwave everything there. It's fucking awful. That place is terrible.
And the only thing worse than the wings is the service.
Yeah. Yeah, we should do a food review show. That's what we should do.
We should. Yeah.
I know a lot more about food than I do about anything else in life. Food and divorces. I know a lot about that. And alcoholism.
Yeah.
I know a lot about that too. How to fuck things up.
I wonder if divorce reviews are a thing. YouTube. The pros and cons. Best new divorce laws of 2019.
We could review like have a chart of how much stuff was given and lost in the divorce.
Right. Yeah.
Who won? And then at the end have like a winner flash at the screen.
Yeah, all about the stats.
It's all about
like
the stats.
Fantasy football, but fantasy divorce.
I will take Mrs. Gibson in this round every time.
Yep.
Oh shit. All right, so keeping on the vape, dude, I get off topic really easy. So you can get me off topic no problem. You know,
I'll try to do better.
So the next thing I had for us to talk about was, what do you think will be the vape team? I believe the vape team did this on Thursday, or they did it on another vape show on Sunday, and they asked what everybody thought would be the next big thing for 2019. So I think, there's a lot that could be. And this year, 2018 was a really, really weird year for vaping. There's a lot of stuff that changed.
It was. I think we're going to see more mouth-to-lung RTAs. I think we're going to see a balance between real high nic salt devices and low max VG juice. I think we're going to see more 9 and 12 milligram devices come out that just gives you a good, convenient vape.
So you think higher, like, freebase nicotine is going to start coming back.
For sure.
That makes sense, man, because a lot of people are scared of salt nick.
Yep.
And there is downsides to it.
Yeah, and you can actually get a more satisfying throat hit out of a good 50-50 high nick juice. There's some companies doing it now. If they want to sponsor our show, I'll throw their name out there next week. But there's a few juice lines coming out with high freebase nick 50-50.
And I thought about that because I thought about going back, getting rid of the salt nick and going to like a 12 nick for my pods. I've thought about doing that, but I hate to say it, man. I like the salt nick. I like the quick hit. You know what I mean? I like that feeling that I get from it. I like that it satisfies immediately. And it's hard to get away from it. Now that I have it, it's hard for me to get away from it. But I do get do you ever get that cough in the back of your throat that you can't scratch? That like itch back there?
Not with my juices. I know people do, but I haven't had that issue. But with a good 12 or even an 18 freebase in the pods, I think you may find it more satisfying over salt nick than led to believe.
I'll do that because there's always, might as well just give it a shot. Oh, Veronica's in here. Wants to see Pierce nipples. Truckin has been given a timeout. They gave Truckin a timeout?
I didn't do it.
Looks like Ken did. Let's see what he said.
Ken with the hammer.
Truckin got timed out. Sorry, Josh. I can't even get in the chat, dude. My fucking computer, I can't even bring it up. I got to do it on my phone, and it's like I can't watch. My computer right now is running at 175%. Like that's even possible. I don't know how it's even doing it. It's running at 175% right now. I have two applications open.
It might burn you.
So what I think is going to move moving forward, and I think we kind of touched on it this year, and I think that there's two things. One is going to be utilizing the 21700. I think that everybody is going to start moving to the 21700. Now, the 18650 still has a chance. What is that? The 20S that came out. That's a fantastic. The stats on that battery are fantastic.
So you can get to a 21.
Yeah, it really is. And I think that may save the 18650, but quite frankly, I don't see how, like you said, you're just going to buy 20. I think the same way. And I think I'll tell you one type of vaping that is going to be exclusively 21700, and if it hasn't already switched in production, then it will be. If you're not doing it now, you better do it soon. Is mechanical devices.
For sure.
Have got to switch to 21700s. Sure. There's no way around it.
Right.
Any mech that's looking to come out has to be 21700. So I think that 21700s are going to kind of dictate the future for this industry, at least for a little bit, because what typically happens is they'll start making mods that are 21700s or in anything, phones, mods, anything, to get that bigger battery and more juice. But ultimately, people are going to want convenience and want to shrink them back down. And that's when it'll shift back to 18650s and things like that. But I think that we're going to run a trend of the 21700s. The other thing I think is going to happen, and I think this is just inevitable, every company is going to have a top fill. Every company is going to have a top fill.
I think so too. I think that's going to be the most cloned idea or most borrowed from idea.
It will be. And the funny thing about it, though, is squonking's going to change. It's going, you know what I mean? Squonking right now is hot. But I think squonking might, it's ultimately, it's going to start falling off, squonking has been great, because Nick always talks about this. Squonking has been great for coil builders.
I think so too.
It really has. It's allowed coil builders to have to create a business and have income from. Yeah.
No, I think so totally. That squonking opens up the realm to run drippers realistically and not have to carry a bottle with you when you jump out of the car to run an errand or something. And it lets you run RDAs all the time.
And the whole thing about squonking, and I've said this before, and I heard it from Mike, but the thing about it is it allows you the perfect vape every time.
That's right.
And he's right. It does. It allows you the perfect vape every time. You get the kind of bottle that you want, that that either more resistant or less resistant.
Yep.
And it really allows you to get, and you can dial it in. And that's why I love that pumper mod. You know what I mean? I can it literally is 2 pumps, 2 hits, 2 pumps, 2 hits. And it's like my perfect vape every single time.
Yeah.
So
The only thing that I've shied away from is that it doesn't do the suck back. I just wonder if I would over squonk constantly.
Yeah.
Because a normal bottle will pull juice back down once it's above the squonk pin.
Yeah. That's a good point.
But I think we'll see more devices do things like that with new ways to squonk.
So I guess ultimately the thing that I see happening this year, I really do think we're going to go to, and there's another thing that's already started, and it's mesh sub-ohm. All sub-ohms are going to be mesh. And I don't really, I'm going to say this, and you guys are going to be like, you're a coil builder, of course you're going to say that. I don't like mesh sub-ohms. I don't like them. I don't think the flavor's that great on them. I think people that, I don't know, I think it's kind of a trend, and people are trendy and say how great a mesh sub-ohm tank is. Now, I've never used the profile, and I've heard the profile is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And I want to get one. I do want to get one because I've heard it's awesome. But
I think we're going to see the profile idea borrowed for RTAs in 2019.
That's a good idea. If he hasn't, I bet you he's already started to think about that. I would assume he's probably got something coming up.
Knowing Joel, I would expect so.
Yeah, I would expect it too. He's a really bright guy. I'm sure he's going to have something going.
Design.
But the sub-ohm, people rave about these sub-ohm mesh tanks, and I had two, and both of them I couldn't get flavor off of them to save my life. I really couldn't.
I have a Falcon, and I haven't been happy with it. Everyone else loves it. The Fire Loop mesh I thought was okay. The mesh coils last longer for me than the normal sub-ohm tank coils did. Yeah. And that's why I like them. I don't get the same hot spots right off the bat like I did with 4QC on the other coils. But I'm just not a sub-ohm tank guy.
I think I get it. I think that, it's kind of the gateway. And, okay, so here's my long-term thing that I see happening in the industry. I think there's going to be a real specialized, I think after we're done with squonking, it's going to go back to RTAs. Rebuildable tanks are going to be what a lot of people are going to switch to. And I think there's going to be a really, really good market. And they're already, getting them so that the flavor is damn near close to an RDA. A lot of them.
Right, yeah.
And it's so much more convenient. Like you said, you don't have to carry a bottle of juice around with you. You know what I mean? Right. And that's the key. Right. Because nobody wants to carry 120 mils of juice.
But you come to a point in time where you don't want to spend all your time building and dripping, and you want to be able to get out of this car at the convenience store, take a vape without having to pull your bottle out and drip.
Yeah.
And it's cyclical.
I think it's cyclical. You're asking the wrong guy.
I was 100% dripper for a long time, and once I got that GT4, changed me. GT4 in a pod system, and that's all I need all day. And the pod's just for backup.
I love pods. Like I said, I love Salt Nick, and it's it's going to be one of those things that I really feel, because I do get this thing in the back of my throat that itches the living shit out of me, and I can't scratch it. It's awful, and it only happens when I use Salt Nick. So I know it's got to be something with the Salt Nick, and it doesn't matter what pod I use, what Salt Nick I use, what level of Nick is in it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's always something about the Salt Nick reacts with the back of my throat, and I still vape through it.
And Matt, Suck My Mod did a great show on Salt Nick. And I learned a lot about the way it works. And basically, the Salt Nick process changes the pH level in the nicotine, because it's free-base nicotine. But they adjust the pH level so that it's closer to the pH level in your body, which is why you don't get a massive throat hit on 45 milligrams. So it could be the nicotine. You don't feel it on the throat hit, but the nicotine is still getting to your throat.
Yeah. I mean, it could be. I don't know. I'm one of those people, though, obviously, you guys know me. I'm not that bright, and I will do something, even though it hurts. I'll keep doing it. Bang my head into a wall, be like, that hurt, and be like, bang my head again. I just keep doing it.
Yeah. I'm that way. I learned the hard way a lot of the time.
I don't learn the hard way. I do the hard way, and then I don't learn, and I do it again.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Jenna.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Do you have a Jenna pre-ordered?
I do.
I do too. I'm
I
excited.
have 2 Jennas pre-ordered.
Yeah, how many?
2.
You know, Christmas is right around the corner, Charlie.
I know.
Next week.
My kids got a note in their stocking that said, "Sorry, I bought vape gear." For the last 10 years, it's been all about you. It's my time, damn it.
Right.
So, yeah.
You know, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting it. And I enjoy a single coil 22 millimeter RDA. I really, really enjoy it. I like the Ultim chamber reducers. I think are going to be huge.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
a
excited
lot
about
of high
the
end are going to
airflow.
do that with real Ultim. I mean, it's going to be a special RDA. I have a feeling, man, it's going to be a special RDA. I'm really excited. Do you have a Citadel?
No.
I'm not comparing them. Like, I don't want anybody to think I'm comparing the two, but it has Citadel's a higher end RDA that has a chamber reducer. You know what I mean? So kind of like I wanted to see. I don't have one either because I was waiting for the Jenna.
I'm definitely gonna do the Jenna and the Citadel side by side. I will pick up a Citadel. I just haven't yet. There's so many single coil RDAs that I want right now.
Yeah.
And every time I watch a video with Stan or Phoenix Vapor, Eric the vaping politician, he's got a little single coil banger that I want.
Yeah, you know, he said on his show one day, you know how much he spends a month on his vape budget? Eric?
How much?
$1,200.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm not calling him out because that's what